Mooring refers to lassoing, tethering, tying, or otherwise securing your boat to a fixed object, such as a mooring buoy, rather than dropping an anchor to secure your vessel anywhere anywhere you fancy. You can moor your boat or a ship to a mooring buoy, dock, quay, wharf, jetty, or pier. Pier. So, regarding that matter, we are here to tackle about mooring and docking simulation. Here are the videos of mooring and docking simulation. Just look at
Almost year 2020, and yes, we are still securing ships by ropes. There's more advanced method like magnetic plates or mechanical levers, but overall, 99% of ships from big to small are still using ropes.
Retract all moorings, Mr. Sue.
Mechanical moorings are inferior to ropes because they're just not as elastic, which is important to counteract the tide and waves. So let's start from the top when the ship approaches the port. The local maritime pilot climbs on board the ship to assist us in docking. They have the local knowledge of the area. They know their own port the best. Where's the shallow water? Where's the dangerous areas? The tide, the draft. What they do is similar to valet parking. And the bridge team, as usual, do their job, slowly and safely bringing the ship to berth. While all that's happening up on the bridge, the fore and after mooring parties
So guys, this is what they did.
already standing by at the bow and stern of the ship starts to prepare the mooring lines and hydraulic equipments. Now small boats are able to dock pretty fast. But for big ships, it takes hours to bring the ship alongside.
Right, as I say, guys, for a big ship or a vessel or a cargo, it takes an hour to get on the dry dock position. So it takes time.
A few moments later.
It really takes time, guys.
2,000 years later.
Tugs are always available to assist. They can either push on the ship's hull or have a tug line attached to the ship's bollard to pull. The main
These
reason
guys
for
are
using
the
tugs is
example
because the
of
ship is docking at slow
unmooring.
speeds. It's hard for such a big ship to move
lot.
around or spin itself around.
Yeah.
Some ships might use up to 4 tugs. Certain sections of the ship are reinforced so that the tugs can push on it without damaging or denting the ship. It's usually around both sides' bow shoulders and stern quarters. Same thing applies when pulling. Tugs can only be pulled where they have bullets built.
Agree.
So, in order to pass the big mooring lines onto land, we first set a small line called the heaving line with a monkey fist.
This is the monkey fist, guys.
The monkey fist is pretty heavy, but we make sure it's clear before throwing it. Avoid hitting anyone. Usually, a forklift is used to move the heavy mooring lines, but in some places, they don't even use a forklift, straight up muscle power. Of course, it's much safer and efficient if you have one. Each of these mooring lines have an eye that goes onto a bollard.
So guys,
It
this
all
are the
seems pretty
safety
primitive. throwing things here and there,
thing
but
that you can
why
do.
fix something if it's not broken? Sailors have been doing this for thousands of years. So these drums adjust to make faster ropes.
Mhm.
We do this for all the lines. Unwind and roll out the moorings. So that the shore worker can pull them onto a bollard, then tighten to secure the line. Oh, the mooring winch is the same one used in the anchor system. We switch between the two with a simple clutch. If you haven't yet, make sure to check out my anchor video for a detailed explanation of how the hydraulic system works. One by one, the lines roll out and roll back in. It's one of the more labor-intensive work, because sometimes you have to use manpower to pull the lines on the deck. As the officer in charge, my duty is to use the radio and relay the captain's order from the bridge to give commands to the crew working the lines. All at the same time.
And also, guys, it's very important to us then to, explain or do some, what do we call that, a proper channeling on our captain, so that we can,
Making sure that everyone is working in a safe manner and just not get hurt.
also
This is especially important for snapbacks and bites, because
Very dangerous.
think of the size of the
When
ropes.
you are
A
on
jerk or jump
very
from the rope
close
has the
to-
force of a cannonball. It's often fatal.
yeah.
And you might be thinking, why is there so many lines in different directions? Known as the 422. There are tons of other less common mooring arrangements out there, such as the Baltic moor, running moor, standing moor, single point moor, multi-buoy moor, and ship-to-ship moor. But in this video, we'll only cover 422, the standard and most commonly used one by large cargo ships. It's two spring lines that runs along the ship longitudinal in reverse to hold the forward and backward movements. Two brass lines horizontally to hold the horizontal forces. Four head and four stern lines holding bow and stern in.